Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Squad Foundation cards to review today. So the first one is going to be Gravenberch's card. So we're taking a look at a card that is 6'3", super tall guy actually. Medium work rates, 3-star weak foot with a 3-star skill move capability. So obviously in game, in my opinion, I do want to see this card mostly being used in the right center defenseman position or potentially in the right center mid position because I want to see what his dribbling stats are like. They're okay. They're okay, but because of his height, I think his height's definitely going to affect his dribbling a little bit. So I do think that it makes more sense to use him as one of the CDMs for sure. You could potentially use him as a center mid, but I just don't think the dribbling is going to be good enough, right? But in regards to his pace, he's got 80 acceleration with 86 sprint speed. So with the Shadow Chemistry style, we're going to be boosting that as much as possible. With the shooting on the card, he has 75 attacking positioning with 80 finishing and 96 for shot power. So if this card ever does find himself in a situation where he can actually potentially score an opportunity for you, he could potentially score some really nice moments for you in game for sure. Passing the card for base card stats look great. You don't have to improve it at all, and even regardless, you would still give him a shadow, but it's good that you don't have to worry about the passing on the card. The dribbling on the card, he's got 87 agility with 75 balance, 74 reaction. So I do think the balance and reactions part, especially since he is a tall player, I do think that's going to affect the card a little bit. But he does have like 73 composure, 85 dribbling with 85 ball control. He is an Ajax player, right? So there's a couple of variables he can work with by itself just from that because of Quincy Promise's card, right? So for the fun concept, there's a lot of stuff you can do with Gravenberch's card. Defensively, his base card stats are not that good, but with the Shadow Chemistry style boost, you are going to be boosting it as much as possible. Now, this card, because he's a medium work rated player with not crazy defensive stats, I do think he's going to be the guy that you may want to have on balanced instructions in the CDM position, especially in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, because he also has the 81 stamina to be able to push up and come forward. He's not going to be super aggressive, obviously, because of the medium work rates, but regardless, it still looks like a pretty cool concept card. Unfortunately, the game modes are not great for these types of cards, but it is what it is. You kind of make your own opportunities and situations, right? But we're going to be using him in the right center defensive position. I've been using the 3 at the back formation for this objective. It's okay to use. The only problem is that obviously the players are not necessarily the most meta. They're like the silver players right now. So there are certain variables that doesn't allow me to use this formation fully. But we are going to be using him in the right center defensive position with cut pass lane, stay back while attacking, and cover center for both of them, even Martinez's card. Martinez has been really bad so far for this gameplay objective, and the gameplay usually at 1 o'clock is always the worst that it could possibly be, so it's definitely been pretty frustrating so far. By the way, guys, I don't know if you guys have the PlayStation 5, but this controller loses battery so freaking fast, man. I'm telling you, like, it doesn't feel like a long-lasting controller, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's get into a game and see what's up. This guy is probably doing a Premier League objective. By the way, my dudes, I actually stopped playing the PlayStation 5 version of the game because honestly it makes no difference. And the slight graphic change is very insignificant to me taking longer to find games. So, yeah. He's pretty tall in game. Definitely very noticeable for sure. He's lengthy. He's not like a bulky dude at all, which is also very interesting. He actually starts to utilize a side position quickly there, which is a little strange, especially on stay back while attacking. He might by default be more attacking oriented, which would make a lot of sense to be fair based off of his base characteristics so far. Let's see what his dribbling is like in game. It's not that bad. He's lengthy. Almost feels like a Peter Crouch from back in the day, you know? It's interesting. I've never seen that type of body type in the CDM position. It's like new. Oh man, Kluivert. Not good enough shooting, unfortunately, in those situations. First time pass. Let's go. I'll push him up a little bit here. Make that side space there. Nice little strike. And he's offside? Yeah, he's offside, unfortunately. I couldn't tell you what he was thinking there, to be honest with you guys. Kind of just like threw it to the fullback position, which is a little strange. Oh, he went for the lunge right there, not the volley. That's interesting, and my player didn't want to intercept that either. Like I said, boys, strange gameplay. You know, they do some strange stuff.
Kudus. Oh, lovely weighted ball. They might be in. Can he put it away?
We'll take that. Nice little run there, Ramirez. That cross is really effective. When the ball's in the air, guys, volleys are very, very accurate. So. I'll be honest with you guys, so far in the CDM position, I'm not really noticing his presence like too much right now. Like it's one of those situations right now, but it makes sense because it's not really his base characteristic, you know.
Well, as they kick off again, 2-1 the current state of affairs.
Yeah, the problem with players like this, because of that specific body type that he has, it's actually not ideal to have that body type whatsoever, because if the gameplay is as it is right now, that dribbling is really irritating. Like, you can have really good dribbling stats, but they'll still do it, right?
David Neres. Brennet. Moving the ball effectively.
It's inside the 18, shot across goal. We're not going to score that. Oh, man. Nice little defensive play though. We'll take that.
Well, everybody, including myself, is asking how that didn't go in.
Well, emphasis touch and all this absolute garbage, you know, that you experience when the gameplay is the best that it can possibly be, you know? It's just so sluggish, man. So sluggish, dude. It's embarrassing, you know? It really is. Oh, nice little defensive play there with Gravenberch. We'll take that. Thank you very much.
Go short. David Neres. Big chance. Just couldn't get it through.
Oh man, I would have actually gone an attacking opportunity there with him. That was interesting. But you see that touch that he does, especially under this gameplay. Oof. To be honest with you guys, man, mostly when I get the gameplay objective cards at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's always bad, man. It's just it's never good. It's very frustrating actually to get the gameplay objective cards because of how the game feels, you know. Just so emphasized, man.
Keen to take it short here. David Neres. It might be.
Oh wow, we actually scored a goal with him. Look at that. We were actually able to dribble with Doomfreeze over there to open up the space and score the opportunity. In the CDM spot too. It's not like I even moved him to the cam spot. Even though his base characteristics aren't great for dribbling and stuff, like, you can tell this card is not someone you play in the CDM position. Like, you could for fun, for sure, but he just doesn't belong there, you know? And then we'll score that opportunity there with David Neres. Yeah, but this card for sure is someone... Wow, it's like he was going to do it, and then he was like, nah. This card is definitely a center mid type player. Like, if you want to really use him for fun, 4-3-3 setup like Japes' 4-3-3, where he's on just bounce instructions, and yet, like, yeah, his dribbling's not great, but like the way that he moves across the pitch, the way that he defends and stuff, like the way that he wants to attack, even though he's on stay back while attacking cover center, like, it's very obvious that this card is, you know, center mid oriented, you know. Alright guys, so final verdict on this card. Let's talk about a few things, obviously. So, this card I would still give... You know what? If you really want to have the most fun you can possibly have with this card, I would probably give him an engine in the center mid position to make him the most usable over there, right? You could totally use him as a CDM, but I'll tell you guys this right now. He doesn't have like a crazy defensive presence. Now, obviously, the height and body type that he has in game is pretty helpful for certain interceptions in some areas, especially since, when you give him the shadow chemistry style, the only thing that he's lacking is defensive awareness. I think that his base card stats for defense definitely affects the card a lot for sure. It's not an unusable card. It just depends on how you want to use them. The game's not really formatted in a way for you to want a card like this, if that makes any sense, right? But an engine chemistry style, I think, would be the most fun for him in a 4-3-3 setup, 6'3", high and average plus body type. It affects the dribbling a little bit. So if you can improve the dribbling a little bit, it would be beneficial. But I do think that his base characteristics would still be the most relevant thing and the most obvious thing on the card. So even if I played him center mid, I would still give him a shadow chemistry style for that extra pace boost, as well as the defensive boost that he actually receives. So, yeah, I'm going to go finish the rest of the games to get these cards, because the moment I get off this game is going to be an absolute miracle for me during this time of the day. So, I'll be right back, guys. Peace out, my dudes. Love you guys.